Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, happy Monday. I hope everybody is having a wonderful week and had a great day today. You did not get a video from me yesterday because I was doing like a ton of baking. And I was getting appetizers ready for our kickoff to the NFL season. So I just took the day off yesterday. But this is a video that should have been made at some point last week. I have absolutely no notes. I watched the show. I did not make any notes because I thought I will just watch it again. I'll make notes and I'll make my video. And then I forgot about it. So I'm going to go by what I remember. And I'm talking about the season finale of the McBee Dynasty. Also, I'm going to try and keep my head turned this way as much as I can, because otherwise you will see this, which I thought I was going to be going in for my hair coloring this Saturday. It's not until September 20th. So we're going to keep our head, I'm going to keep my head try to this way or this way, but not down. So the next time you see me, I will either have like a headband on or I will have my hair pulled up in some manner. I don't know. Maybe I'll wear hats till then. Maybe get a wig. So, okay, let's talk about it. It was the season finale. This was a big one because Allie and Jesse were getting married. Galena was invited to the wedding. And is Calla gonna show up? Plus, there was the teaser that Galena gets arrested. And we were all like, okay, people were thinking, does she do something? Is there some violence against Masha? Is it for like this whole FBI thing? Who knows? Okay, so we're starting it out. Listen, this is going to be a beautiful wedding. This is going to be an absolutely beautiful wedding. So we know that Calla there is Stevens +1 is Calla. Okay, so it's getting close. It's getting really close. Calla's not there. He's calling her up. Stevens Jr.'s calling her up. And she's not there. She's not there. Where is she at? What's happening? Well, the wedding starts. She's still not there. Listen, that was, oh my goodness. That was beautiful. Allie looked like a princess. That was just a beautiful, like a princess dress. She looked stunning. She looked absolutely stunning. Her eyes are gorgeous. The dress was beautiful. Jesse looked so handsome. I'm glad he wore a bow tie and not a bolo, because I don't like bolos. But he looked so handsome. Everything looked perfect, and it was like, I get that he's not a person who is like big into like big flowery celebrations, but he did it because that's exactly what Allie wanted, and he loves Allie. But I like that it was, the men's attire was dressy, but it was in their style. Like all of the groomsmen didn't have on full like jackets and everything, and they did have the bow ties, but they had on the cowboy hats, and they didn't have a full suit on, so suit jacket and everything. And I thought it looked perfect. It was perfect. And they go inside, and inside that barn inside was just perfection. It was just it was like out of the pages of some fairy tale book that maybe Allie had read and she's like, oh, I would love for it to be like this. And there it was. And it was so beautiful. It was just gorgeous, and so happy for them. Just so happy. So happy for them. So afterwards, Stephen Jr. is thinking like, where is Calla? She never shows up. Maybe she's late. He calls. She doesn't pick up. It just goes straight to voicemail. Well, we see that Calla is like, listen, I'm done with this. I want to live in peace. I don't want drama. So I am going to get off the crazy train. I'm getting off this crazy ride and I'm ending it here. She takes off her mic pack and she walks out and she's gone. Now, here's the thing. I get that, but you couldn't have told somebody. You couldn't have told somebody. Because here's the thing. Now, to anybody else, maybe it wouldn't have mattered. Or to them, maybe it didn't matter with what I'm going to say. But for anybody else, they paid for that meal. So they paid for that meal. Like anybody else who doesn't have this kind of money, they would be like, well, that's kind of bullshit. They showed up. I paid for this meal and you didn't show up. And you didn't even call. Like she didn't even call to be like, I'm sorry, I can't make it. And here's the thing. He was like, I'm so sad because I feel like I'm losing my best friend. And then we see at the end that they've moved on and Steven is seeing someone. He's been dating. There haven't been any second dates and they still text weekly. Listen, I'm going to tell you what, if that was me and I had said to somebody, hey, would you be my +1 to this wedding? And then they never showed up and they didn't even call and tell you like, I'm not going to be there. I'd be pissed. I'd be done. That would be it. I would be done. So there's that. Also, Masha was not there. Which was crazy because, Galina wasn't there. Masha definitely was not there, which I'm surprised Masha didn't try and, get in there. But Galina was not there, which was really surprising because Galina, that meant the world to her to get an invite. Like she was working overtime to get an invite and she got it and she was so happy. So people were like, well, where's Galina didn't make it? Then Stephen Jr. calls Irina, her daughter, Galina's daughter. And she was like crying and everything. And so Stephen calls around, calls the producers go out and they find her. And Irina says something like, she was just like 7 minutes from the wedding venue. So Stephen Jr. calls the producers. The producers go out and in fact, yes, she is like less than a mile from the wedding venue and there's a crash. So there's a car accident. They go, they check it out. As it turns out, Galina says, oh, I don't know what happened. I think I'm having a mental breakdown. So they cuff her because under the suspicion of drunk driving. Now they put her in back of the cop car and they ask her to do like a breathalyzer test. And she's like, no, I'm not going to do that. Which to me, that looks, if you say no, to me, that looks suspicious. I'm just saying. Maybe somebody else that doesn't. To me, that looks suspicious. So they're like, okay, that's fine. We'll just get a warrant to take your blood. So they take her. And listen, the juxtaposition of like they go from the wedding, everybody's happy and celebrating love, and then they immediately go to like Galina being taken to the jail and being put in a cell. Stark contrast. Okay, so then we find out that, in fact, Galena was not drunk. She was just charged with reckless driving, maybe, or something like that. But she was not drunk, and she was let go. And Steven. So not everybody knows about this. Just the McBees know about it, and they're keeping it quiet because they don't want. Because this is a happy occasion. This isn't, oh my gosh, what happened to Galena? This is Allie. This is Allie and Jesse's day and night. So Steven Sr. calls Galena's daughter, and she tells him all of this. And Steven is like, well, listen, Steven Sr.'s like, we're going to be there for her. She's always there for us. So we'll be there for her. And I thought that was nice. Like, I'm not a fan of Steven Sr.'s at all, but I thought that was nice. And now that I'm on the subject of Steven Sr., listen, everybody looked so nice, was appropriately dressed, got the memo that this is a wedding. Let's dress up. Let's look nice. And then here comes Steven Sr. First of all, your son is getting married. You couldn't even just wear a tie? And you couldn't take your glasses off, ever. I don't think he took his glasses off at all. I don't even know that he took them off inside. But outside, you couldn't wear a tie. You couldn't wear a suit, a tie. You're the father of the groom. I thought that was... let's not get into that. Okay. So then, near the end, Galena goes back home to Irina. I felt, listen, of everybody tonight, I felt bad. I felt really bad for Irina, because anytime she comes into town, there's some kind of an issue with her mother. But when I felt the worst was when I felt the worst for Irina is when Galena was like, I just want to be a part of that family. And I thought to myself, you have a family right there. Why do you want to be part of this other family so much that you can't even see your own family, your daughter, who is right there, who is begging for you to be like a present mother and for you to be there for her and to spend time with you? And that's the same thing. That's exactly what the sentiment that Irina had put out there. She's like, you have a family. I'm sitting right in front of you. And she was crying. I felt so bad for her because she gets shit because, here's this family that she wants to be, that is up here, who she wants to be such a part of. And meanwhile, you're just ignoring the family that you already have. That just wants you to be you, And there's no stress involved in the family that you have right now. Not like with family you want to be a part of, which includes the man who cheated on you. That includes the man that can't be monogamous. That has said he doesn't want to settle down. Ugh. So she's like, she realizes this, and she's like, maybe I need to step away from working for the McBees. And I thought to myself, girl, you ain't gonna do that. So then near the end, that's when Steven Jr. tells Cole and Jesse, hey, listen, the jig's up. Dad pleaded guilty to fraud, and shit is in a bucket. So, and it doesn't look good. And now here's the thing though. Here's the thing. when Cole at the end was talking about like, yeah, people do make mistakes, but I feel like they were like maybe this was unfair of the government to target him like this. He did this to himself. Listen, he did that to himself. If you do the crime, then you should do the time. That's all I'm saying. And yes, you heard that, because I now have, listen. You can't hear it. You can't hear it, but that, wait, no. That is the start of some nails. How about, okay. So anyways, yeah, I don't feel bad for him. He did that to himself. Okay, so at the very end, Casey and Cole, they go to the hospital. Casey has her baby girl, Blair. I cannot remember the middle name, but Blair McBee. Oh, and they were all there holding the baby. It's so sweet. Congratulations. Such a precious baby girl. We then find out that Allie and Jesse have also welcomed a baby girl, and that is Summer McBee. I love it. Also, Galena has not quit at the McBees. She's still working for the McBees, but she's dating a new man. So good for you. And Steven Sr. is awaiting his sentence. Good for you. Okay, so with all that being said, let me know if you watched and what you thought. I'm going to tell you right now, if nobody told you yet today, you were loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world so it comes right back at you. Please take care of one another. And remember, kindness is free, so spread it around. Always be aware of your surroundings. Be smart and safe. Let's hydrate often with some water. And if you're in a dangerous situation, know that Dolly and I are sending our love, thoughts, prayers, and positive energy your way so you make it through. Love you guys, and I probably will not see you tomorrow. So I will see you on Wednesday. Or will I? No, I probably will. I will definitely see you Wednesday. Bye, guys. Love you. Bye.